Now, I think everyone is sleeping on this Jafar card. Not only is it evasive, but it has the ability whenever you draw a card when this card is exerted, you get 1 lore. Meaning that previously, if you was to sing A Whole New World, you get 7 lore in that turn just off that alone. And it can sing it. And because it's purple, you have a whole host of ways to draw cards like Merlin, Maleficent, Chernobog's followers. Quite honestly, you can draw a lot of cards with this deck. And let's not forget about Fairy Godmother that lets you draw cards whenever you play a Floodborn. This means you can quite honestly have some 10 lore turns with this very easily. But luckily in set 4 we also got a new way to draw cards, and that is via this song card, second star on the right. Sing together 10, letting you draw 5 cards. Why is this really good? Because Jafar is already a 7 cost. So provided you have any other, medium character in play, you can sing this and draw 5 cards without having to discard your hand. And because you can sing that song, that means you have ink. So if you draw into A Whole New World, damn, you can play that, slam it down, and get, what would that be, like 13 lore turn. Oh my goodness gracious me. So quite honestly, the deck is built to get Jafar into play as early as possible. And that's quite easy to do, considering you have the 2 cost Jafar, a 4 cost Jafar, and then the 7 cost Jafar as well. Apart from that, a whole load of ways to draw cards. Friends on the other side, Maleficent, Merlin. We've got Merlin as well to get us some lore, and Madam Mim to give us some combat potential along with Rafiki. But how about I shut up and get to the gameplay now, baby? Jeez. Alright, so we're here with some Jafar gameplay, baby, at my local league. Shout outs to Big Joe. So it looks like we're going to do a cheeky little mulligan here. And let's see how we get down. I've actually just invested in a better tripod that comes with a long bar. So I should be able to get more vertical gameplay from now on, instead of having to use this sort of slightly off angle shot. But I'll tell you what, enough about that. Let's get to the gameplay now. Now, Jafar is a cool deck, got some good ones. Got Rafiki, got loads of Jafar to get into play. 12 Jafar in total I play in my list. 4 of the evasive one, 4 of the Cobra one, and then 4 of the Striking Illusionist, I believe it's called. Looks like we're having some banter here. I'm going to start the game off by inking an Aladdin. Oh, not easy. Yep, going to ink the Aladdin. Play Rafiki, Challenger 3, I think, isn't it? Very good on a 1 drop. Now, it must be said, I think if I was to play this Jafar deck again, I'd like to put some sort of removal in there, some form of like Smash, or maybe some songs like that. But I think for now, this is a good start in front of the list, as my opponent is going to ink an Agrabah. It's quite dangerous actually to deal with locations for this deck. We do play like all the purple high. Oh no, going to ink a Mickey Mouse instead. High strength characters like Rafiki and the Madam Mims, but can be a bit tough. It looks like we have Cusco in our hand, and we could play that, any way to draw cards. This deck is literally just draw cards of the deck. That's what we need to do, is just draw cards every turn, baby. As we do get our 2 cost Jafar down, which is very good. Looks like I have to get up my lore tracker, so bear with me whilst I do that. There we go. Yep, just had to get the lore tracker ready. Alright, so we just had to get the lore tracker ready there from my phone, and my opponent was going to play a Queen of Hearts Rush to get rid of my Rafiki. So now the boards are looking rather similar, and that Rush Queen of Hearts is mighty scary. We are going to shift into Jafar Dreadnought. Very nice card. Well, now remember, whenever you challenge something with that, you get to draw a card as long as you KO it. And we are going to challenge that and hope that my opponent doesn't have any more Rush characters, because I don't think our hand's particularly great. I don't think we have the big Shift Jafar as of yet. My opponent's going to ink Agrabah and play Felicia and Cogsworth. Now, let it be known, I absolutely despise that Shift Cogsworth. Giving everyone -1 is obscene. Now, luckily for us, it's not really a challenge damage dealing deck, so it's not really the end of the world. But I'd rather avoid it if I can. So this is going to be what, our 4 lore turn. Looks like I'm debating whether to play that Madrigal, and since our opponent hasn't got anything exerted, I'm going to send it straight to the Inkwell. And it looks like I'm going to play Merlin Go. I think I'd rather play the Rabbit in this scenario actually, but it looks like nope. Yeah, we are going to play Merlin Rabbit. Drawing cards is never a bad thing. You get to draw 1, draw into a friend on the other side. But the thing is, we can't really exert our Jafar. We can't sing. We can't challenge. We can't quest, because if we do, that Felicia is going to come down and ruin the party. Excuse me. Now, over to our opponent. We can't really do a lot. And that's something you do with this deck quite often, actually, is you just leave everyone ready, you know? Don't do anything. We don't want anyone to get challenged, because we do want to try and leave as much power in play as possible, so we can do the almighty thing together and do that second start on the right. Our opponent is going to play a Porpskull, going to ink an evasive Minnie Mouse, play the detective Minnie Mouse, a Mickey Mouse, that is get an extra ink on the board, and it looks like our opponent can't do a lot else now, so they could use Cogsworth to quest with Felicia, but they don't want to, don't mind. Now, this is our 5 ink turn. 5 ink is important in this deck, so that means we can shift into Big Jafar if we have it. Looks like we don't, though, so we are going to play a Merlin Goat. Should get a lore for that. Yoink, there we go. Then we're going to sing Friends. Ooh, this is interesting, because I think I have a second star on the right in my hand. Oh no, we're going to send it to the Inkwell. Okay, yeah, so we have a second star on the right in our hands. I think what I'm trying to do is build up a board presence so I can play it next turn and hopefully draw into something good. That's my plan. Oh, we do see. Yeah, second star to the right and a whole new world in our hand, and that is it. So we're just going to play Merlin and pass it over to our opponent. Now, our early game might seem a little bit weak, but like I said, when you can get like 7, 14 lore in a turn, it really doesn't matter. Excuse me. Now, our opponent. Ooh, now that's a scary card right there, folks. Everyone now has Ward, apart from the Aurora, and we are going to see the Felicia quest for 1 via that Cogsworth, letting your reckless characters, you could argue they're pretty restless, to exert and get 1 Aurora. Okay, interesting scenario. And we are gonna, looks like we are gonna get it back over to us as we top deck over Fike. Now the problem is, if we want to sing second star on the right, we have to exert everyone, right? Because that is a 10 cost song. We will have to exert everyone, unfortunately. So I might have to put down a character, maybe do it next turn, but I don't think having 2 cost characters in my hand, just that Rafiki. And that Rafiki is awful, because if you add up the 2 Merlins, that gives you 8. Rafiki gives you 9. Not very good. So just trying to work out what's best to do. Looks like we're going to ink Rafiki by the looks of it. Or do we have a friends? That's like, no, I mean ink and a Rafiki. Oh no, it's tough, it's tough. Oh, we're just going to sing second star to the right. Oh, no. Oh, oh. Second start on the right. Ah, get to draw 5 cards. Ah. And I guess my thinking is, at least if our opponent will start slamming into us, they're going to be taking a lot of damage in the meantime, because our characters do have a lot of strength, all of them. So there we go, second star to the right. Okay, and I think I was just trying to belt that song out as loud as I can so I can get the local league points. I actually have no idea how that song went, in all honesty. I think I was just singing a lot of rubbish, all things considered. Now, we have got some more stuff going on now, which is nice. I mean, because we sung that, we get to use our ink still. So we are going to ink a Rafiki. Very good. And we're going to play to, it looks like, for a baby Jafar, which is nice. We want to play a blue fairy. Okay. Oh, then play the big Jafar. Okay, so we get to draw a card as well. Well, I said that's the middle Jafar, actually. And we did draw into a big Jafar there next turn. So, our board is looking good. Our opponent can't actually KO too many things. I mean, Felicia can just, you know, rush into someone. I say rush into someone, reckless into someone. But Aurora does 3. That only KOs Rabbit. Cogsworth doesn't do a great deal. That Queen of Hearts is a big deal, though. You know, letting you draw a card every time you challenge something. Never a bad thing to have. So it looks like we are going to see Felicia into Merlin, which is going to be okay. Get a lore for that. And then we see Cogsworth going to sack himself into Jafar Dreadnought. And all of a sudden, our board advantage isn't looking that great. Our opponent doesn't have 2 characters remaining. Oh, sorry, and the Mickey Mouse. I apologise. I didn't see you there, good fella. You know, just hiding. It looks like we are going to see get Aurora into Merlin Rabbit and then the Porpskull to heal 1. Heal both, sorry, I apologise. And then get to draw a card afterwards because of the Queen of Hearts. Ink Gombo Pot. my opponent, wow, had an amazing turn there. We are in trouble. Still gets to develop your brain, actually. Wow. That was a decision. I didn't know what that was at the time, but that was a Dragonfire and a Be Prepared. And so they're going to take the Dragonfire. I love that. He's showing the camera. Go on, Joe, you little showman. Okay. I wasn't to know that. I didn't know what that was at the time. So now I think it is over to me. Or is it? I mean, it should be. I don't think my opponent could do anything. Now, we are playing these at local leagues, so there's a lot of like conversations happening all the time, so it can be hard sometimes. Hey, nice and quick. But I think it is my turn. So, I know we have Shift Jafar in hand, and I know we have a whole new world in hand as well. So, that's going to be a 7-lore turn, instantly, which is kind of nice. And we get to draw a card. Okay, now it's starting my turn. Okay. So, I think we took that to Rafiki there. But I think the start of our turn isn't going to change. We are going to shift into Big Jafar and then sing a whole new world. Don't you dare close your eye. And that's how Jafar is. There we go. Big Jafar comes down. Very good. Now what? So I have anything else I want to play? I mean, we could play with Rafiki now. Could send it to the Inkwell. Looks like I'm gonna ink a baby Jafar. Okay. And then lay down Rafiki. Interesting decision. I guess I'm valuing having more challenging power. My opponent is starting to get out of hand a little bit. Speaking of out of hand, there goes my hand. A whole new... I'm definitely bellowing that out as loud as possible. And then Joe, the showman, showing us the Dragonfire, which is getting sent straight to the ink. Well, not even the discard pile, sorry. And there it is. Wow, double Maui as well. Goodness gracious me. We're off to the races. That's a 7-lore swing, everyone. We're now back in the driver's seat. And we have a little bit of the board developed as well. Now, that striking illusionist Jafar is actually evasive as well. So my opponent can't just, sack the Mickey Mouse Queen of Hearts into it. We would have to play something like Dragonfire, funnily enough, but our opponent hasn't got that anymore, I hope. I mean, they do get 7 new cards after all, so maybe it's not too crazy to try and go into another one. I'm going to start the turn off there with a Porpsicle, draw 1. Still has what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ink left. As we showing the camera, look what we got rid of, baby. Gonna ink, what was that geezer? Ink Minnie Mouse. I think that was. To the play, develop your brain. What do? Ew. I think I see Porpsicle and a red card. Didn't quite get to see what it was. That goes to hand. There we go. That's what, 2 ink gone now, I think, from our opponent. What else have they got? Is that another develop your brain? Brains are getting developed right now, that's for sure. Like one of those old school cameras. Do you remember that back in the day? The old school cameras, only the one use. You had to take them like the photography shop. Looks like Porpsicle being played. There we go. And I think, did Joe? Oh yeah, I did catch it. Yeah, has used 3 ink this turn. Yeah, I was gonna say. Well, that easily happens. We play these little 1-costers. Okay. What else do we see there? What else you got there? Kiyomo. I think our Jafar is safe though, which is amazing. Because if let's say we drew into another whole new world. Think about how much questing power we have next turn. Not questing power, lore power. We see another develop your brain. Golly. What was that? Porpsicle. And is that... what's that called? What's he called? Winnie the Pooh. Is that what that was? Winnie the Pooh? The free drop one? Whenever you quest, you get an extra ink, something like this. I think it might have been. Not terribly helpful in this scenario. But I don't see a Dragonfire in that hand. I do see an evasive, but it's Minnie Mouse. That won't do a great deal. As our opponent is going to put a Felicia and a Cogsworth into play. Interesting. And then so I'm going to see a double quest. Queen of Hearts and quest as well. Yeah, so that's 4, sorry. Yep, there we go. And over to... so Jafar has survived. Now, can we sing another... Oh! I think as I was playing, I was like, whole new world top deck? And it was. Okay. So, We're going to get 7 lore of Whole New World, right? Pay 2 for Blue Fairy. Pay 4 for Jafar. Oh no, I have to exert first. So think about this. Yeah, the Jafar has to be exerted piece to get the get the lore from drawing cards. So that won't work, unfortunately. So I'm gonna have to just sing A Whole New World for 7. For 7. There we go. 17. And if we get a Floodborn or songs or anything like this now, you know, Friends on the Other Side would be good, because then we can also quest as well. Oh, we actually have game on board, alright, but I think I'm going to see if I can get there. I apologise, there's a bit of BMing here. Oh, no, wait. Yeah, you know, I have got one on board. Yeah, there we go. Alright, so here we go. Got some more Jafar gameplay. Going to ink ourselves a Cusco. And looks like we're going to get ourselves down a Rafiki. That's our only 1 cost in the deck, actually. So, you know what? Can't ask for a better start than that. Our opponent is going to ink a Benja. And then play Broom. Now our opponent Joe is playing. He's drawing a card because he didn't top deck, by the way. Yeah, my opponent's playing Brooms. Our opponent loves playing Brooms, so it's gonna be a fun game. Not a deck that I've really considered about matchup wise, but we're about to see how it goes nonetheless. Now, looking at the hand, I see a second star to the right there. We're gonna ink ourselves a Moo. So I always find it hard to ink a Madam Mim because, quite honestly, I think they are such a good card, one of the best cards in the game, realistically. But we are going to quest for 1. No, we're not. I don't think questing with Rafiki is a good idea because he only does 0 damage back. And whoops, looks like I didn't. I need to put my phone on so it doesn't hibernate. But there we go. We are on the board now with 1 lore with Rafiki. And I think we're reasoning for questing Rafiki there. I should start my player from trying to get out to an early lore lead because they can definitely do that as well. Big baller alert. My opponent has the fancy Yen Sid Enchanted Rare. That is a stunning card. We love to see it. Now, over to me. We do have the Shift Jafar in our hand. Looks like we're going to ink it, so I must have another one. Well, I hope so anyway. Yeah, we do. Okay. Love the way I managed to play the hollow one as well there. There we go. Not quite as big baller as, you know, that Yen Sid Enchanted Rare over there, but, you know, it is what it is. And it looks like debating what to do. I think we could so no, we're just gonna quest for 1 with Rafiki. Okay, don't mind that. I guess I could say there's an argument there for not questing, actually, because then if my opponent decides to quest with Yen Sid, obviously he will have an increased amount of lore. If you have 2 Brooms in play, then I can immediately respond with Rafiki and then leave my Jafar ready. So there's actually probably a mistake there, realistically. Unsure if that 1 lore there is worth putting my Jafar in harm's way. Although actually the Magic Room is going to give Yen Sid resist, so actually that point is null and void. So there we go. We're going to see some quests, and it looks like we do get away with it with our Rafiki, and our opponent's going to get 4 lore on the board. Yeah, Yen Sid has 3 lore right now currently. This is our 4 lore turn. So we're gonna challenge the Magic Room, get rid of that. Don't mind it. And I think that's all we can do. A pass over to us. We don't really want to put our Jafar in harm's way because we know that we need to shift that into the big boy, and then we can start to get some silly lore on the board via second star to the right and a whole new world. We do have a whole new world in hand, actually. That's nice. Next turn is our 5 lore turn, our 5 ink turn, I should say. But it looks like my opponent's going to sing Friends via Magic Broom. That metal one that gives someone resist -1. Very nice, very nice. It's a Broom card, so, and then we're going to see another Broom card. I don't actually know what that one does. Something to do when you play it, I think. But it looks like we're going to see a pass from our opponent. I don't mind that. Doesn't want to, you know, leave that Yen Sid in harm's way. Oh no, it is going to quest with it, actually. Fair enough, up to 7. Okay, don't mind that, actually. 7, wow, that's a fast 7 lore, isn't it? Wow, Yen Sid putting in the finest of work. Okay, over to us. Now, we just don't have to ink our friends, not something you like to do terribly often, but, you know, if needed must. So we have got Big Shift Jafar, Kyoba. And then it looks like I'm just debating on whether what to do here. We have a second star to the right. I'd love to sing that if possible, but we haven't got 10. So it looks like we are going to have to sing A Whole New World. A whole new world. Excuse me, got to discard our hand, draw 7, and we get 7 lore. Very good. Whoa. Get to draw 7 as well. Opponent has a stacked hand. All the Mickey Mouse as well. Jesus, get them in the discard pile, please. And it looks like, yeah, we are going to get rid of that Yen Sid. Don't mind that. But I think that's all we can do. We've used our ring. We've sung our song. All we can do is hope that our Jafar can survive. Now, I think there are some rooms that play evasive. Oh, we're about to get lit up. I remember this turn. So that Trident gives someone Challenger plus the amount of cards in your hand. That broom does now have evasive. Or has evasive, I should say. Gets evasive on its turn. So my Jafar literally just got sent. Well, back to the Inkwell. Turned into Winkini. And yeah, wow. Strong turn from our opponent. That's made a mockery of my Jafar there. You do kind of want to get more value from Jafar than just singing one Whole New World. But, you know, it is what it is, I guess. 7 lore from one character. Can't really moan too much. So, looks like, I think, do we have another Striking Illusionist in our hand? If we do, it's not the end of the world. Oh, no, it's still my opponent's turn. I apologize. Going to play another Magic Broom. Is that the one that gets evasive? It is. So that one gets evasive there. That's the one that just bopped us. So now it's our turn. Okay, so I think this is what, our 6 lore turn. 6 ink turn, I should say. So that's not a bad number by any means. We're going to play a Rafiki. Very good. We're going to play a Chernobog. Very good. That's 2. I've got 4 left. We're going to play a Merlin. Get 1 lore. Very good. Now, all we're going to try and do now is just eke lore as cheeky way as possible so we can just win the game via Jafar, singing second star on the right, or Whole New World. That's how we're going to try and win this game now. And our opponent hasn't got the greatest of boards developed. Now, the good thing is for our opponent is that the broom cards are all very cheap to play. Most of them are like 1 cost, 2 cost. Excuse me, maybe 3 cost. But bad for our opponent is we forced our opponent to get rid of some Mickey Mouse from our Whole New World. As it looks like a beast is going to get sent to the Inkwell. Then there's the Magic Broom Sweep from set 1, letting you put a card from your discard pile back into your deck and then shuffle it. That's very good. You get to see a little look at our opponent's deck there. I see some Pascali little rascals. I see some second star to the right as well. Very good. I mean, the second star to the right sounds crazy in this deck, but when you consider you can get Broom to play like no man's business, rather than seeing Ursula's Cauldron. Actually makes sense. Ursula's Cauldron is very good, letting our opponent put 1 card to the top of their deck and 1 card to the bottom from their top 2 cards. Our opponent now has, what, 3 characters in play and an Ursula's Cauldron, I should say. And we're going to see a Trident come down now. We know we've got to be careful about that. I mean, Triton's Trident is you banish the item, one of your characters gets Challenger plus 1 for each card in your hand. So we literally gave that to our opponent at the right time there. we just, after we sung A Whole New World, that right there is ridiculous. Let's not make any mistake about it. So over to our turn now. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is our 7 ink turn. So if we do have another Striking Illusionist, we can just pop it into play. And then we just hold. I think that's all we can do. I mean, it's not a bad idea. Tough scenario there. Let's have a look. Oh, okay. I did see a flash of Striking Illusionist. I saw Rafiki as well. So that's probably an easy one to pop in the Inkwell. And there we go. And it looks like we are going to put down. It's got to be Dreadnought this turn, right? I'm just trying to debate. If I put him down, can I try and sing second star to the right next turn? I think that's what we're trying to do. But yep, there goes Jafar, Striking Illusionist. I think that's it. Well, we could quest with Chernobog to get the extra 1, but realistically, we're trying to hold on to that so we can get another bit of lore from our Jafar. That's our goal. We're in a good spot here, though. Between Jafar and Merlin, we can sing second star on the right, just between them 2, which is nice. And that leaves our Rafiki and our Chernobog. Well, Chernobog, hopefully, to quest, so we can draw a card and get a little bit of lore as well. 2 lore, because of Jafar. And then Rafiki can try and go on the offensive if our opponent is anything exerted. So that's not a bad scenario. Not a bad place to be by any means. The only problem is, well, I was going to say that the only problem is our opponent only has 1 Laura's in play, so it's not like Rafiki's going to get maximum value, but they did just put down that 6 drop Magic Broom to Laura. As we are going to see Ursula's Cauldron getting played there as well. Then you churn for your deck. Love to see it. Now, I wonder if our opponent's going to do any questing. He only has 2 cards in their hand, so not the greatest amount. That's what we're banking on. Let's see. He still has that Trident's Cauldron, or whatever it's called. Ursula's Trident, I should say. We've got to keep an eye on that. It can get a little bit scary. But yeah, just debating on what to do, because our opponent knows if they start questing, that Rafiki's going to slam. But it looks like we are going to have to start questing at some point, so we're definitely going to see Magic Broom. Oh, we're going to see the purple Magic Broom. We are going to see the metal one as well. And it looks like our opponent's going to keep the evasive one ready. That makes perfect sense, because that evasive one, in combination with Trident, Ursula's Trident, will be able to take out our Dreadnought. So we're on 10 lore. I don't think we have win. Maybe we do. Actually, hold on. No, I don't think we do, actually. I was going to say, do we have win this turn? But I don't think we do. So, we are going to sing Second Star on the right. So, that's going to get us 5 cards. We get 5 lore. I think that's 15. We can get to 16. Chernabog. So, that gets us 2 lore. Looks like we've got 7 ink as well. So, we are in a good spot. I see a friends there as well. So we're going to quest with Triton's followers. There we go. Draw a card. Weak. You get the other bit. And then friends. And that wraps that one up there. What was that? Like a, 10, 11 lore turn? Oh my goodness.